All right, so this video is coming a couple hours after the ending of tonight's episode. So I know it's coming a little late, but I really needed to pool my thoughts and really think about what I was gonna say after watching what I just watched. So it's kind of fitting that we got a bit of foreshadowing beforehand when we had the Mana tribe and we had Aubrey, Serene, Culpepper talk about like they open up about what playing Survivor does to you, what playing with a loved one in Culpepper's case with Monica, what that does to you, and how like at first you don't really understand the significance or the gravity of how much change you go through and how you come back a changed person. So, and that was really the theme of tonight's episode. The immunity challenge was spelling out metamorphosis with those buoys, and then it all came to a head at tonight's tribal council, in where Jeff Varner did what was started out as a pretty solid strategy, which was, once he realized that Zeke was kind of playing standard Survivor with them, he wanted to flip that and turn that on it upside down. And what started as a decent strategy to cast him as deceitful turned into something far too real that and far too unnecessary and far too inappropriate. So he outed Zeke as transgender, not just to the tribe, but to the 9 to 10 or 11 million people watching at home when Zeke didn't want to be outed. So Varner was ignorant enough to think, oh, he's already out, so I'm gonna talk. Well, I'm gonna ask him why he hasn't come out to his tribe when he's obviously come out to other people. And then Zeke alluded to, yeah, I've come out to people, but I didn't. I wanted to stop coming out to people because I didn't want that to be my identity. I didn't want them to think of me just as the transgender person. I want them to know me as Zeke or take the Survivor player and so on. And that's really true, both in Survivor and real life. Like, I have a lot of my own shortcomings. Like when I was a kid, I had a speech impediment, and I'm not very athletic, but I don't want that to be like my legacy, so to speak. If I'm ever lucky enough to have a legacy, like an actual legacy in my life, but you know what I mean. That's not what I wanted my life to be all about. I just want to be remembered as who I was as a person, how I conducted myself, how I treated other people, and how I persevered through any obstacles that I had in my life. And Zeke has definitely done that now. Let me preface this by saying that no one is more pro LGBT than I am, but I'm not here to make any fluff pieces about that. I'm just here to talk about the meat of what we just witnessed at tonight's Tribal Council, and just about the whole theme of metamorphosis because it turned out to be really beautiful at the end. So yeah, Varner took something that was real and he took he brought it into the proverbial nicks of Survivor gameplay. Took something that doesn't belong in the context of Survivor gameplay, and he brought it into there, and that was inappropriate. Like, for one, it's bad enough that they don't know if Zeke is deceitful or not because they didn't see Millennials versus Gen X. Millennials versus Gen X and Game Changers were filmed back to back before we, the viewers, got to see either season. So whereas they took out Tony right away because they saw Cagayan and Sarah played with Tony and Cagayan, and they knew he had a reputation to be deceitful and play tricks, so they got him out as fast as they could. They don't know that about Zeke, especially since Zeke has a genuinely good real thing about him that carries over into his gameplay that really kind of overshadows that, and you kind of forget that he's like a strategist. Like you as the viewer, like we've seen Millennials versus Gen X, so we know that he can do blindsides. We know that he can be kind of strategic, but they don't know that. So, and that's not even the problem. The problem is that he doesn't want to be outed to his trimates, not outed to 9 million viewers. He doesn't want to be outed. So Varner had no place to do that. So is Varner remorseful? Yes, I'm sure Varner is truly sorry, and I'm sure we can all, as viewers, like forgive him, and I'm sure Zeke has forgiven him already. But it was still really fucked up, and it took away from what should have been a great Tribal Council, where a strategic threat could have gone home before the merge. So like we could have got maybe Zeke out, could have gotten Ozzy out, who's a huge threat in this game, but instead, any great tragedy that we could have seen because it was a near 20-minute long Tribal Council, it was overshadowed because Jeff Varner is an asshole. Now he is gay himself, and he stands up for gay and trans people every day of his life for a living. So I'm sure he's not an actually bad person, but in that moment he was an asshole, and it is inexcusable. So hopefully the next episode we won't have any drama like this. Like, I hope we just get back to watching Survivor, just great strategic gameplay with players who are playing a game for $1 million, because that's what Survivor is. It is a game for $1 million, but even in a game like this, you can take it too far. So it's good that we're having the merge next episode, so we can really get into the meat of the game, and we can really see see the beginnings of how this is all going to play out. I'll probably do maybe a pre-merge report card sometime this week. So stay tuned for that. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Leave a like on it if you did. Let me know what your thoughts are on this unprecedented tribal council. So grab your torches and head back to camp. Good night, guys.